Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope you are doing well and happy. So, I just wanted to go over who this guy Pat is and have been doing my research on this man and wanted to go over some of his social media. So, I thought today we're going to read an article that's going to go over some details about who this man is. Some people are talking about him in the streets. We're going to look at his YouTube because he has a YouTube. We're going to take a look at some of those posts that he did on his Twitter after he took the life of Takeoff to see what was going on in his mind, y'all. And then we're going to look at some other stuff regarding this man, because my theory is that he was associated with mob ties. And there's some photos that seem to connect him to mob ties. And I'm trying to wonder what, if anything, that has to do with this case. So I wanted to take a look more in detail about this man. One thing I want to say about this man is everybody talks about how he's laid back, like Takeoff, chill, stays in the background, calm. But no. There is a prior shooting that he was involved in 2018, allegedly. And he allegedly killed someone in 2018. And law authorities wanted to try to charge him for that crime, but he ended up getting away with it because they didn't have enough evidence to convict him. So this man, this is not the first time this sick man has killed someone. And I say sick because when I looked at some of the posts that he had on his Twitter after he took the life of Takeoff, I was just disgusted because it looked like he just resumed his life as if nothing ever happened. It was really odd to me and disgusting because I'm like, I don't get how people could be so evil, be involved in a shooting that kills someone, and then just go on about their life like nothing happened. So I just find that to be very sick and sinister to me. So let's start taking a look at this guy. First thing, start with the article because they do kind of describe, some people talk about him, and then we'll go into his social media aspect. And actually, no, first we'll look at some photos that kind of make me think that he has a connection with mob ties, y'all. And if anything, it makes me wonder, was this related to some type of setup? I don't know, but we shall see, right? So first things first, let's take a look at this article that I found from the Daily Beast. I actually really like the Daily Beast. They kind of broke it down and gave us some details about this guy. So I wanted to read it. First things first, we already know he's a DJ. We talked about that in my last video, but I didn't know that he was a popular strip club promoter. So he be at strip clubs, guys, and he's a promoter at strip clubs. And actually, he's pretty well known in the Texas area. And on his YouTube, he started out with about 2,000 subscribers, which we're going to go and look at. But on his YouTube, he was going around interviewing popular rappers in the Houston area. So he's pretty well known. I just find it kind of sick that a lot of people are subscribing to this man's YouTube. Y'all don't go subscribing to him. He does not need to grow his YouTube after killing Takeoff. Don't subscribe after I show you his page. But anyway, so let's start with the article. Daily Beast says that popular strip club promoter accused of Takeoff's murder said, "I ain't perfect." A lucrative dice game and an argument preceded the Migo rapper's murder, police said Friday as they announced the arrest of Patrick Xavier Clark. This is the sick guy right here. Yes, here is a photo of him. Look at him. Even in his eyes, he looks a hot mess. He looks crazy in the eyes. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. Just look like he don't care. Ooh, the eyes never lie. Anyway, members of Houston rap community said they were in disbelief Friday after a well-known local promoter who ran a strip club had a large social media presence was arrested and charged with the murder of Migos rapper Takeoff. Guys, I don't know how these people are surprised by this. This man has shot and killed someone. It was pretty bad shooting, I heard, previously at a party or whatever. So why are they surprised that he's involved in another shooting? It seems like he just doesn't care because he literally got away with that one. And guys, I'm feeling a little concerned about this one because I think his argument is going to be stand your ground. He's going to argue self-defense, guys. Because Migo Bands, if you watch that video that we saw, Migo Bands had his hand on the gun. The issue in this case is going to be who shot first, whether Patrick felt threatened or afraid for his life when Miguel Bans had his hand on the firearm. Guys, this is not going to be an easy case, just like a straight shot. We don't know if Takeoff is going to get justice, because I already anticipate this guy, Patrick, is going to argue self-defense. He already got away with it before arguing self-defense. They didn't even charge him for that one. So they might have a little bit more evidence in this case for why they decided to file it, or they're doing it for publicity because Takeoff is, a famous celebrity. But guys, this is not going to be a straight shot type of case. Just giving you warning, because I don't want people to get mad if they find out this guy gets acquitted. Okay. Just over a month after Takeoff was gunned down following a private party at a Houston entertainment venue, police announced Friday that they had arrested Patrick Xavier Clark, 33, on a murder charge. Takeoff, 28, was an innocent bystander who was shot twice, including once in the head, after an argument that stemmed from a lucrative dice game. And then I really don't want to read this part because he already went over this, but he said, "We lost a good man," Police Chief Troy Finner said. "Hundreds of people I talked to said what a great individual he was." And then here is the guy. But let's see what people are saying in the streets about this guy. So rapper Jamali told the Daily Beast on Friday that he and many others were shocked by Clark's arrest, calling him a beloved promoter and who ran the Flame HTX, a strip club. Okay, I knew he was a DJ, y'all, but I didn't know he was in the strip industry. Okay, in the strip industry that Clark posted about regularly on social media to his 20,000 plus followers. So Patrick has a pretty big following on Instagram. Unfortunately, his Instagram is private, but we're going to take a look at that just so I can go over my evidence why I suspect he's linked to mob ties, which makes me more suspicious of the Prince family, y'all, because there's a connection, definitely a connection between the two of them, between mob ties, Prince family, and this DJ who's going around killing people and just getting away with it, allegedly. Jamali said Clark was known around Houston as DJ Pat. He never knew Clark to be the violent type. Okay, again, did they not know about the 2018 shooting? Guys, make it make sense. Theorizing that if 33-year-old did have a gun on the night of Takeoff's death, that whatever ensued must have been an accident. No, you don't just pull your gun out and pull the trigger and call that an accident. It's not, sorry. You can see by the reactions of everyone that were shocked, because that's not the type of person Clark is. Jamali told the Daily Beast he was about business, not violence. Yeah, no, he just pulls his gun out anytime he just feels like it. Sick man. Anyway, here is his Twitter right here. We're going to get into this, guys. We're going to go and take a look at all these, so just hold on. But here's one of his things: said, "I got that hustle flow money." And I'm not going to post this because, guys, this is going to be a picture of one of his little strip girls, and I don't got time for that. I don't got time for YouTube coming for me because I'm not trying to look at that stripper. Anyway, Jamali called the entire situation unfortunate, adding that Friday's news was completely unexpected for many in his circle. Pat was similar to Takeoff in that he was quiet and just went about his business, Jamali said. That's why this is so surprising and so to everyone. What makes it really kind of cryptic is that he's affiliated with mob ties, in my opinion. I'm going to show you some photos why I think so, which makes me wonder, after the shooting, why did Jay Prince Jr. just walk by Takeoff's body like that? And now I'm like, okay, well, the guy who killed him is affiliated with mob ties, so it could explain possibly why maybe Jay Prince Jr. didn't really care. Because was this a setup? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. Clark's social media accounts show that he carried on like usual. This is the part that's so disgusting, guys. He carried on like usual after he killed somebody, allegedly. After Takeoff's death, he posted on Halloween, the day of the shooting, to meet at the club. Then on November 2nd, he tweeted, "God got me. He been had me." How do people do this? They go around doing some very sinister crimes and then they turn around talking about how God got them. Make it make sense. It's like, y'all, oh, that just annoys me. On November 8th, he wrote, "Been hurt so many times, it's hard for me to feel love." Dude, you just killed somebody like 7 days ago and you're talking about being hurt. What about the family you hurt and all the millions of fans you hurt from killing Takeoff? How dare these selfish people, right? Follow the next day, he said, "I ain't perfect. I'm solid though." Really? Really, guys? Like these killers out here, man, they are so sick. I don't like this article because it's getting into the next part I'm about to get into. But anywho, the same went for the Instagram account for Flame HTX, which Jamali said was run by Clark. So here was his Instagram. We can't even go on there anymore because it's blocked. I mean, it's private now. Others close to Clark said they felt he was being framed for the murder. And a lot of people are saying that out in the streets. They think he's the fall guy. Guys, he's no fall guy. This man, he is not new to this, guys. He's not new to killing somebody. He just got away with it before, allegedly. That's what people are saying. And even law enforcement talks about it in the hearing towards the end when there was a question about it. So this man seems to be just getting away with stuff. That's what I'm really, guys, I'm kind of worried about this case. I'm interested in seeing what his argument's going to be, but I guarantee he's going to say self-defense. He's going to say he felt fear for his life. We saw Migo Bands reach for his gun, and that's why he shot and accidentally shot Takeoff. And it's going to be interesting, guys. Very interesting, okay? Someone says, "I know him. He's not like that. I honestly feel like they got the wrong guy," said one friend who knew Clark from his strip club. At the strip club, y'all. "He doesn't get mad or hostile. He's very nice and thoughtful. That's all I have to say. I feel he's being framed." The friend who spoke on condition of being anonymous said Clark would not shoot someone because he wouldn't jeopardize losing everything he worked so hard for. Well, he kind of already did that. And he tried to run away, by the way. Tried to go to Mexico. Yeah. In a motion to deny Clark bail, cops wrote Friday that the 33-year-old had recently booked flights to Mexico and ordered an expedited passport. This, cops wrote, made him a flight risk. Family members of Clark did not return messages from the Daily Beast, but one relative told the Beast reporter he's a good kid. Oh, after killing 2 people? Okay, make it make sense. But I have no comment other than that. This man is sick, though. How do you go on Twitter and be just carrying on about your life after you killed somebody, though? He knew he was guilty because why did he order that expedited passport and try to flee to Mexico? There's no other reason but for he knew he was going to be arrested. Exactly, little sick man. Anyway, just hours before the shooting on Halloween, the club posted a promotion for the party that night. Then on November 2nd, it posted an impromptu ad that the club was hiring new dancers. And here's this little sick clown-looking dude over here. Every time he takes a mugshot, he always got that little smirk on his stanky face. Don't you guys see that on every picture? This man always got a smirk. Like he just laughing at the legal system, like, I don't care. Hi, you think I care? That's how he looked. Like he don't care. So he's charged with felony possession of a weapon, but there may be more charges to come, guys, because I told you that chief looked like he was still investigating this guy. So we shall see. A second person, 22-year-old Cameron Isaiah Joshua, was arrested last week for allegedly carrying a weapon illegally at the party, 818 Billiards and Bowling. And both of these people, guys, are linked to mob ties. Mob ties is the common link to both of these sickos. Both of them that are arrested are from mob ties. And you know what? There was a witness that was before this whole case was fully on the roll. There was a witness out there saying the only people that have firearms at this party was mob ties. And that's all I'm going to say. You know what? She ended up turning out to be right, that the 2 people that ended up being arrested was from mob ties. But we already know that Migo Bands had a gun too, but he hasn't been arrested yet. So I'm interested to see what exactly is going on. Is he going to be a witness? did he have a valid defense of self-defense? Maybe is that why? But there's so much more to come. But they're still investigating this, so there probably is going to be a lot more arrests. So we're still waiting and we're still seeing what's going on. Police said security footage captured Joshua with the weapon, but prosecutors were adamant he didn't kill Takeoff. That's very interesting too, because we really thought we saw it. I'm still disappointed about that because I'm like, my eyes didn't lie to me. That man was pointing the gun right in. I don't know, guys. My eyes did not lie to me. I know that video was very poor quality, but you know what? Make it make sense. Okay. Saying the charge of unlawfully carrying a weapon was appropriate. What? Oh yeah, they were saying that unlawfully carrying for now, y'all. But they need to do more digging because how he just gonna just walk around with a gun while people are shooting? That doesn't even make sense. He pulled the gun out. Why would he just pull a gun out while people are shooting? That doesn't make sense to me. He had to have used it. That's just my opinion. That just doesn't make sense. A video of Takeoff's final seconds alive showed him hanging out alongside his uncle and groupmate Quavo as Quavo argued about a basketball before a barrage of gunshots rang out. Okay, they're going to go through all the redundant stuff that we really have already gone through. So let's see. Okay, so shots were fired. It killed Takeoff, injured two others, including Quavo's 23-year-old assistant, Joshua Washington, dried up. And Finer said Friday that officers struggled to get information about witnesses because they fled away. We already knew that. And they pinned down the suspect killer after hordes of forensic evidence was collected and dozens of cell phone videos from the night. So they have been doing their due diligence, y'all. Takeoff's whereabouts were well documented on Instagram on his final night. He was seemingly bouncing around Houston with Quavo and Jazz Prince, who was celebrating his birthday. One post showed the group in 5th Ward, a Houston neighborhood, around 9:30 p.m., soon followed by posts at a private party. The shooting happened outside the venue at around 2:30 a.m., Finer said. I really want to see the rest of those videos because I want to know who exactly was Quavo arguing with, who shot first, because that's going to be very pivotal. I really think this guy's going to argue self-defense. I already know it. He got away with it before. He's going to use that same argument. And you know how Texas is. You know how their gun laws are, guys. This case is going to be difficult. Ooh, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Offset, who broken away from Migos to perform solo, paused his shows as people worldwide mourn Takeoff. Offset and Takeoff have reportedly been at odds with each other when he left the group. He later said he was in unbearable pain after the shooting. I wish I could hug you one last time, Offset said. Laugh one last time, smoke one last time, perform one last time. I love you forever, for life and after. Early Friday, Offset played his first show since Takeoff's death, guys, performing at Miami Club 11 as Art Basel kicked off. Oh, wow. I'm shocked that Offset performed. I would be so interested to see how he did. What was his demeanor on stage? That's, just to see how is he holding up. The rapper, whose real name is Kiari Kendrell Cephas. Oh, I didn't even know his real name, y'all. Offset's name is Kiari Kendrell Cephas. They have some really nice names. Kiari and Kirshnick. Interesting. Dedicated his performance to Takeoff. Aw. This is going to be hard for them, y'all. They're never going to be the same, period. We're doing this for my brother. Offset reportedly told the crowd. For Takeoff, let's do this. SHIT. All right, guys. So that's the article. People are saying this man's nice. What do y'all think? Do y'all think he's nice? I don't think he's nice. I think this man has gotten away with shooting. He's emboldened by that. He think he can just go around and shoot people. But on the other side, people like this man. They think he's cool. So you guys be the judge. But let's take a look. I'm telling you, my theory is I think he's connected with mob ties. And here's why. Let me show you some photos, y'all. Here's the first photo. What do you see in this photo, guys? Look at the shirt. Rap-A-Lot, mob ties. Okay. I might be an extreme. Oh, you might just say, Well, why would you think they're associated just because he's wearing a mob tie shirt? He might just have bought the shirt, and just, wearing it. Okay. But I don't think that's a coincidence. Why would you just go around wearing mob ties, just promoting it? Anywho, there's another photo though. Bam, look, that's DJ Pat right here. Back here is the J Prince Sr. Now I know the photo's poor quality. You can't really see it, guys, but that's him. That is J Prince Sr. And it looks like they're like all posing together. They all like have it looks like they're taking a picture. He's in the picture because he's looking at the same direction. But that doesn't look like a coincidence to me, y'all. It looks like they are hanging out or something. And I feel like J Prince Sr. is kind of like the mafia. You can't get too close to him unless you somehow know him or somehow connected to him. You know what I mean? And then look at this. This is his Instagram. And guess who's following him? Yep, look at that. Look who's following him. J Prince Jr. The same man who walked past the deceased body of Takeoff without any care, without any empathy, without any remorse. To me, those three little pieces of evidence to me makes me think there is some type of link between mob ties, J Prince Jr., all of the Prince family, which explains why J Prince Sr. was saying, remember J Prince Sr. was saying, you can't stand behind me. Remember that little post he put on his little Instagram talking about you can't stand behind me if you did this? Because he probably already knew who did it. Okay? Someone affiliated with him, taking photos with him, wearing his brand, and being followed on Instagram by J Prince Jr. And it also explains why J Prince Jr.'s family, the Prince family, has been moving very shady. You remember that little shady rose, little rose dedication they did that had their name on it? And then in the back, they had this little sign saying, "Let it slide." Like, let this murder just slide. Like, that is sick and sinister. Who does that? Again, disgusting. So my theory is this is sounding like a setup. You know why? Because it's like when this happened, Quavo was leaving. The argument was over. It was over. What was the necessity to continue the aggravation? What was the necessity to start shooting when the argument had ended? That's the issue that I have. Okay? It sounds like a setup. As soon as Quavo leaves, all of a sudden they start shooting. The aggressor's gone. The argument is over. Why do you need to shoot? That's why I feel. And then this dude is associated with mob ties. The witness that has been speaking about this, she has stated on prior instances that the only ones that had guns at this party were mob ties. Hint, hint, hinting that this dude is a part of mob ties. We already know Cameron Joshua is. We've seen so many photos of him that we went over in prior videos of him taking pictures with the senior, of him, his father being connected to Prince Sr., and he hanging out with J Prince Jr. on other photos that we've seen him with. So we know that part. So the witness is seeming to connect these two murderers, in my opinion. Well, no, I can't say murderers because we don't have proof that Cameron Joshua even used the gun. But these two troublemakers with the Prince family, y'all. So moving on to the next information here. This is he has a YouTube channel, and I'm so irritated with these subscribers because he had 2,000 subscribers earlier today, y'all. Y'all need to stop subscribing to this man, okay? Over here, finding him. Anywho, this is his little logo. He likes to use follow the check thing. That's his whole thing. I wanted to play a couple of videos, a video on here. But here, these are different interviews that he has done with some rappers in Houston, some local popular rappers in Houston. I'll play maybe a clip of that. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I am going to play this for y'all so y'all can get a feel for who this little sick man is.
So you gotta learn how to play your position. So you gotta learn how to play your position or play a position. Because understand, it don't matter what position you play. If the team win, you get a championship ring. So might go over your head, but what's understood? So you gotta learn how to play your position or play a position. Because understand, it don't matter what position you play. If the team win, you get a championship ring. So might go over your head, but what's understood? So you gotta learn how to play your position or play a position. Because understand, it don't matter what position you play. If the team win, you get a championship ring. So might go.
All right, so that's it. Enough of that. Here's a little interview he did, guys. I'm not going to go into detail about this, but just a little quick snippet of it. This is him right here. And then this is a local rapper, Big Jade, the artist who he's interviewing. I'm only going to play a little snippet.
I got different standards now, though. So it's like, I would have a hit in normal B King standards from a year and a half ago, but now it's different now. So now I have different levels that I'm trying to obtain.
And I hear you say you had an artist.
Yeah, Big J. Yeah. Shout out to her. Beaumont, Texas, to the motherfucking dope.
Yeah.
She's an artist.
But that's not your first artist, though. You had other artists back.
I tried to do it back in the day, man, but it just never worked out, man. They, it just never worked out.
What you seeing her different?
She actually listened. You know what I'm saying? She actually listened. And not, I know everything type shit. Yeah. It's just, I know what she was trying to do. And I'm like, what you're trying to do? I did it already. All you gotta do is let me game you up. And now she her own beast. She don't need nothing from me no more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, she her own beast. Big ass house in the woodlands. You know what I'm saying? Like, she doing her shit. You know what I'm saying? But she actually listened. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Straight up. And I found out she could rap. And I was like, shit, you know what I'm saying? But she was just more, please just don't give up on me. Don't. Right, I was like, nah, fool, I got you. Like, it's like we locked.
Okay, I'll get it. So basically what he does on his YouTube is he goes around interviewing different rappers in Houston, like that are known to be very popular, successful rappers. And he's kind of well known in that area. Not only is he a DJ, but he's part of a strip club and he has this pretty lucrative, I guess YouTube thing where he interviews people, although he doesn't have a lot of subscribers on his YouTube. So I don't know. Now let's take a look at this man's Twitter, because this man's Twitter has irritated me to the fullest, just to see how insensitive he has been since he took the life of Takeoff, allegedly. And I just find it quite disgusting. Like, how do people in this generation just go around killing people, allegedly, and then just go about their life like nothing ever happened? So here is his Twitter, y'all. He likes this whole little logo, this catchphrase, follow the check, has this little $5 bill on here. He should have had a little bit more bigger bills on here if he's trying to look like he's lucrative or whatever. Okay, don't you know? You think he should, right? So, anywho, he said, follow me on DJ Pat 713, follow the check, Houston, Texas. And let's take a look at some of the things that he's been posting, y'all. He pinned this here. This is his YouTube. We already went there, so we don't gotta worry about that. But before we get up into these, let's just go back to the first day he took the life of our beloved Takeoff and see what he's been doing. So we can start with the 31st because this is kind of how when it all started. Oh, wait. What's going on before this? Hold on. Uh-oh. So this must be some girl at his strip club. Uh-oh. Oh, sorry guys. So that's a girl from his strip club. He said, first day, what should her dance name be at the strip club? I guess she is trying to get hired at the strip club he works for or whatever. Her first day, she won't even have a dance name yet. That was October 26th, before the tragedy. Then October 30th, he says, taking my staff to the game to support one of my customers. And then he says here on October 31st, meet me at the club. And we already know what was going on at the club, y'all, that day. That day was the day of Jasper's birthday, the private party. Look at this. Look at here, y'all. November 1st was at 2:30. We know that this sick man now allegedly was the one that killed Takeoff. And look what he posts. God got me. He been had me. I don't understand what was going on in this dude's mind after killing someone. And then you just go, God got me. Like, I don't know what the heck. Then on the 3rd, 2 days after he allegedly killed Takeoff, he says, God don't make mistakes. Are you serious? There's so much you can read into this, you guys. God don't make mistakes. So what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say this tragedy that happened on November 1st was not a mistake? Like, these people are so disgusting. And I'm probably reading into it, guys. He could have been thinking anything. But all I can think of is it's a huge thing, monumental thing to kill somebody, y'all. It's huge. That's something that could be all consuming on your mind. And we have people out here. This is the second person he allegedly killed. Okay. And it just seems like he doesn't care. You know, it's just like, and then you got the nerve to put God in it. Don't put God in your mess. God is not a part of your mess. This is what people do all the time. They always want to put God in stuff with their evil self. Just evil. Then on the 3rd, he says, keep faith no matter what pressure is applied. Like, he just went on about his life like nothing happened. I can't believe it. Okay, there could be another theory, guys, that he's trying to just post things to kind of throw cops off. That could be another argument, that he's just trying to post random stuff like this to kind of keep the officers off, because he knows officers are looking at his social media. He already knew that. So he could have just been posting this to make it just look like he's a normal person going about his life. So when the cops come looking at his social media, they're not going to think anything of it. Whereas we had Cameron Johnson being dumb as ever, talking about the impossible. Yeah, I did that stuff the other day. See, he was just dumb. But maybe this dude was more smart in how he moved. I don't want to use smart because he's evil. But anyways, he was probably strategically moving this way to kind of not make himself look like a suspect. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm still just looking at it at the fact that you kill somebody. How do you go online and just go on about your life? That just is kind of weird to me. On November 3rd, he says, keep faith no matter what pressure is applied. Keep faith. What you trying to keep faith for? That the cops won't figure you out? Won't find out that you killed Takeoff? Allegedly? Like, seriously. Then on November 6th, he says, about to call Matrix Mac. And then November 9th, he says, been hurt so many times, it's hard for me to feel love. Okay. How about all the family members and the millions of people you hurt when you killed Takeoff, allegedly? How about that? Nobody cares about your little baby hurt. You still have your family. You still have everybody in your life. Takeoff is gone. So his mother doesn't have him anymore. His siblings don't have him. And you have the nerve to care about your hurt? Just selfish. This is how people are, guys. They're desensitized to murder. They don't care about death anymore. It's just like nothing. It's like a bill now. It's like a everyday routine. People don't care about life. November 9th, he says, real one in my life. I appreciate y'all. So much fake out here in these streets. Yeah, like you're fake. You're fake. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting irritated. Sorry. Let me keep my composure. November 9th, he's like, I ain't perfect. I'm solid though. Okay. You're more than not perfect. You're evil and you're callous. It's just, look how he just minimizes this whole thing. Like, what does this mean? Y'all make sense of this message right here. I ain't perfect. I'm solid though. I don't even think you're solid going around killing people. You should even have a gun because you don't know how to hold your gun. You don't know how to contain it. I wonder if he was the first one to shoot. I just wonder. November 11th, he says, I'm so romantic. He over here thinking about women, y'all, and he killed somebody. Not thinking about the fact that he could possibly spend the rest of his life in prison because y'all know Texas does not play when it comes to murder out there. I'm so romantic. That's what I'm starting to think. Either this dude is just sick and decrepit, y'all. Either he's sick and psycho and decrepit and doesn't care, or he's trying to cover. This is his cover up, so that if law enforcement looks at his Instagram or his Twitter, they won't have any incriminating evidence against him, at least on his social media. It's one or the other, y'all. Y'all pick in the chat and let me know which side are you on. Are you on he's psychopath, sociopath, desensitized, insensitive, or are you on the side of, oh, he's trying to cover up possible incriminating evidence so that if officers come or law enforcement look at his social media, they're not going to have any evidence, at least on his social media. Y'all pick the side, which side y'all on. Okay. He retweeted this on November 11th saying just touched 100K followers on Instagram. And then he goes fishing, y'all. What kind of fish is this? How do you go fishing after killing somebody, though? Make it make sense. Like, he just living his life like nothing ever happened. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Malik Dyer from the Shanquella Robinson case. That's what he was doing on his Facebook before he just closed his Facebook. I got to go on his Facebook and I saw him posting all these different flyers for parties, and he had different women on the flyers and saying, you know, women get in free and all these different ads. He was just living it up when he got back to North Carolina. He was living it up, promoting all these parties after Shanquella was brutally murdered. So I guess people don't care about human life now, guys. I just think people don't care. It's crazy. November 14th, he says, all my old HOs that can make gumbo got boyfriends now, and all my new HOs can't even make noodles in the cup. He's so focused on women right now, not even thinking about possibly being taken to prison. He ain't even and not even thinking about the fact that the whole country, not the whole country, but at least Takeoff's fans are going to hate and despise him. Because when they hate and despise him, he's not going to have a nice, clean rodeo in jail. Y'all already know what happened to the killer of Nipsey Hussle in jail. During his trial, if you guys were watching that, he got beat up. I think those cops set that up too. I'm just saying, in my opinion, because there's so much security. They could have kept him from getting beat up. They let that man get beat up. That man was beat up. I mean, his whole eye looked like it was bleeding internally. He looked jacked up. He wasn't even worried about that, y'all. He's so worried about women cooking for him and all that. How his back in the day, his women would cook gumbo for him, but now new women can't even cook. They just could make some noodle top ramen for him. Make it make sense, y'all. November 18th, this one right here really irks my nerve because he's like, let's have some fun. How are you trying to have, like, come on, like, this is just making me angry. Takeoff's family can't have fun. They're not having fun right now. He over here trying to party. I don't understand this. All in the background, guys, he's trying to get an emergency passport during this whole time. And then here look at his big old head. Then that head is huge, like a bowling ball with his big old head. Anywho, so he over here fishing too, living it up, living his best life, y'all. Living his best life. Going fishing. Takeoff can't go fishing, can't do anything. See, these little men here, right here, they're really cowards. These type of men right here, they're cowards. They only way they feel emboldened is when they have a firearm. I don't think this was an accident, so don't go with that whole accident. You don't pull a gun out of your pocket, pull a trigger, and talk about that's an accident. No, that's intentionally discharging your firearm. So it's not an accident, first of all. He's going to argue self-defense, y'all. I already know he's going to argue self-defense. But he over here going fishing, talking about this MF is heavy on November 21st. Just living it up. November 21st, he says, this HO want crab legs and lamb chops for Thanksgiving. So focused on a woman. That's a man for you. The man could be possibly facing life in prison and he focused on a woman. Oh my gosh. He's not worried about trying to get a defense attorney, trying to figure out how to, defend against this possible case. He knew he shot that gun multiple times. And he don't have a care in the world. But we know behind the curtains, y'all, he was over there trying to get that emergency passport. So he was stressing, but not showing it online. So like I said, this could be a cover up. This could be just try to play it normal, try to play it cool. Who knows if Jay Prince Jr. and all his little the people affiliated with him was like, just try to play it cool, bro. Just act like nothing ever happened, like you normal. So law enforcement don't, catch up with you or think anything you're doing anything. You know what I mean? Who knows? But still, guys, I just find this weird. Okay. November 22nd, he says Thanksgiving's ready. So this man got to enjoy his Thanksgiving. He got to live it up all November and live his best life the entire November. He knew they were coming in on him because he was trying to get that passport, though. But this is what irks me is this man got to celebrate Thanksgiving and Takeoff didn't get to have a Thanksgiving. His family didn't get to spend Thanksgiving with him. But this little sick, sinister demon over here celebrating, filling up his belly with all the food he can have, and Takeoff doesn't get to enjoy that. Takeoff will never be able to be 30 years old. That's messed up. People are evil, man. Because I just don't think this was necessary, y'all. It wasn't necessary. The fight was already over. Quavo left. Whoever started that firing and stuff, that person was wrong. Okay. Hands down. There was no need. It was as if they were not going to let the Migos leave. It felt like a setup because it was like they weren't trying to let them leave. That's why I feel like they were trying to shoot somebody that night. Because you notice the timing. As soon as Takeoff leaves, the shooting starts. That is suspect, guys. That don't sound right. Why would you start shooting when the threat is gone? Quavo was done arguing. He left. That right there does not sit well with me at all. Y'all trying to make sense of that in the chat, please, because I need y'all's intelligence in this one right here. November 25th says, Happy Thanksgiving to all the hustling BITCHs only. Wow. Wow. I'm done. November 25th, he says, when the weather is nasty, I get freaky. How are you? I already asked enough questions. Y'all, I'm going to let y'all just, I'm done. November 25th, talking about he's blessed. Okay, you kill somebody, not one person, but you allegedly have two bodies now, and you're blessed? You don't care? This is how these murderers out here talk, y'all. They don't care about life. They don't have a care in the world about human life. Just sick. November 25th, he retweets this and says, I can't fake FW. Either I do or I don't. Ain't no in between. November 22nd, 7th, focus on my money. Okay, guys, here's the thing I have about this guy. I was looking up his background. This dude doesn't have much of rent. He doesn't pay a lot of rent, right? Okay, so that tells me he's living with somebody. He has low amount of rent, living with somebody. He doesn't make a lot of money. Where did he get this wad of cash from? Because when they found him, they said he had this emergency passport. He had booked a flight to Mexico and he had a huge stack of cash. Where is he getting all this cash? He's not paying a lot of bills. He's probably living off somebody, some woman somewhere. And November 22nd, talking about he focused on money. That's what I'm saying. Was this a hit? Did he get paid after taking Takeoff's life? That's just a question. That's just a question. Because he had a lot of money after this. And he's not paying rent, allegedly. He got a very low amount of rent. That's what's going around in the streets about his low his income. Because when they set bail for $2 million, which I'm pretty surprised. Why would they give this man bail when he was literally trying to leave the country? And then they didn't give bond to Cameron Joshua, though. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. This man is allegedly charged with murdering someone. He has a prior history of killing somebody back in 2018, from which they couldn't prove the case, so they didn't file charges or whatever. But he basically applied for an emergency passport to flee the country, and he had wads of money. Why did the court give him bail? And this is why he was so focused on money. See this, November 28th, focus on money. He was trying to gather up and stack up that money because he was going to flee and use that money to live off. That's what this one sounds like to me. Trying to get that money stacked up. He was going to flee to Mexico, not come back. Wow. November 28th. Send me a picture of that. You see it if you miss. Of that P if you miss. So, wow. This is how people feel, guys, in this world. They go out and kill people and just can go on about their life. Nothing ever happened. And he would have just went on about his life, y'all. Fled the country and never thought about it again. That's how they feel. And people in Houston who know him have the nerve to say that he's a good dude. And he already is there's rumored that he allegedly has now killed 2 people in his lifetime. This man is not a good dude to me. November 28th, B, when I say I'm proud of you, I mean that, S-H-I-T. And November 29th, he says, the ones that's supposed to be here switch up, so that's why it's new faces at the table. This one's kind of interesting. I wonder who switched up on him. I'm wondering about that one, guys. Did the Prince family or did the Prince Senior say, bro, you on your own? You on your own. You killed Takeoff, bro. You on your own. Can't hide behind me. So I'm wondering why he said that one, y'all. But here's a photo. Oops, sorry, guys.
The flame.
The flame? Okay.
Mo, they go on in the flame.
Okay.
The flame.
The flame?
So that's some of his photos, y'all. Sorry, I had a copyright. I'm going to have to take that out of my video. I didn't see that part when he had that. So that was some of his photos, y'all, on his Twitter. This man sounds quite cold and decrepit and just desensitized. He doesn't have a care in the world. It's disgusting. Like September said, the audacity of this alleged murder. He feel when he was entitled to murder someone and act like it doesn't matter. How disgusting. Exactly. Did you see him living it up, girl or guy? Sorry, I don't know if you're a girl or guy. Sorry. But did you see him living it up, September, on his Twitter like nothing ever happened? That is just like, what is going on with this generation of people? Do you think he'll be able to make that $2 million bail? September, what do you think? Do you think he's going to make a $2 million bail? He has that wad of money. Do you think the Prince family will help him make that $2 million bail? September said, cold-blooded and just plain evil. Exactly, September. Exactly. This story is just crazy. It's developing, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that he's going to get away with it? Do you think he's going to have a valid self-defense claim against Migo Bands, because we did see that video. If you guys have been following this case, TMZ released that video. If you at least seen TMZ released the video where Migo Bands had his hand on his firearm. Do you think that possibly Patrick saw him with his hand on the firearm and felt threatened, and then that's how he just started discharging his firearm? Because he got away with it before, y'all. He killed somebody allegedly in 2018. That is the allegation people are saying out in the streets, okay, in the Houston. It's floating around. I'm pretty sure you guys already heard that rumor. But he got away with it. He was so he probably feels so emboldened now that if he got away with it before, he's probably like, well, if I got away with it before, I can get away with it again. You know what I mean? So we learned a lot of things about this guy, that he is in the strip club industry. He has a Facebook where he goes around interviewing celebrity rappers. He's allegedly accused of killing someone back in 2018. He tried to flee to Mexico and was living it up, partying out with women, going fishing like nothing ever happened, and enjoying his Thanksgiving. All the while, Takeoff's family is mourning his loss and death. This is how evil people are in our society. So be safe in these streets, y'all, because you just never know who you will come across. All right, take care, guys. Have a wonderful evening.